Alright, welcome back to New Vegas. And when we last left off, we had gone to Cottonwood Cove and wiped out everybody there, and then we went to the fort and wiped out everybody there, including Caesar. So now where we are is we're with Boone, and we're heading up to Bitter Springs. We're going to do Boone's companion quest for up there, and then we're also going to do, or at least start, the quests that are there for the NCR. So let's head up that way and get going. Alright, so once Boone triggers the conversation,
I guess what? There's a ridge.
He's going to ask you to go to Coyote Tail Ridge. We're going to do that here in a minute, but first I want to head up and I want to talk to the person in charge here and get the other quests that are associated with Bitter Springs. Alright, so in this tent here we should have... Nope, wrong tent. Alright, so... it's this tent then. That might have been her out here. Is that her?
Wish I could have been.
There we go. Captain Giles.
I've been
This is who
sending
we're looking
requests
for.
for relief for months.
So just ask about the different things. Ask like why the flag's upside down. What can you do to help? And then just fully exhaust all the dialogue. Ask everything that they need. Alright.
I'm there to see Caesar die.
So this is all one quest, I believe. Or rather two. So not much is getting them to send troops. That one takes a little while. Climb every mountain is finding who's attacking them, but we can start these right now. So we're going to go back to this first tent here and talk to Lieutenant Markland.
Hey,
Here he
it's
is. Captain Giles said you talked about medical aid.
Hey, if you can...
Medical texts. So if you remember when we went to the Crimson Caravan, we bought those two medical books. That's what this is for these guys. So we can, I found the books you wanted right here. We can go ahead and hand those in.
Wow, that's
and then you can give him doctor's bags as well to help. I'm going to give him 3.
Thank you. I think that should...
Alright, so there we go. That completed that quest. I came prepared. I had a bunch of doctor's bags already with me, and I also had already pre-purchased those books. But if you need those books, just go right over here to the Crimson Caravan. Where is it? Right here. And the vendor there sells both of them. So just go there, buy them, and you can bring them right back. Alright, so that's part 1 done. Next quest, like I said, is... no, not much. I have to go to Camp Forlorn Hope, Camp McCarran, Camp Golf, all to help them, have them send troops. And then we also need to go up the mountain and find the guy that's killing people up there, and also the supply sheds. There's or supply caves rather. There's like 3 caves in there that you can pick up supplies, and if you do that, you'll get, you'll be able to just hand those in, and that's basically the quest. So we're going to head over this way to Coyote Tail Ridge and continue with Boone's part of the quest. Now over this way there is a graveyard. So if you want to like bring a shovel and rob the graves, you can. There is one cool thing I like to grab when I'm over here. It's the Great Khan's spike helmet. It's not unique, but it's pretty rare. I only know of, I think, 3 in the entire game, including that one there. There's one that I believe that Papa Khan wears over at the Great Khan's like main base, and then I believe the guy we have to go get up the hill who's shooting people also has one. Alright, here we go. So this is Coyote Tail Ridge. This is where Boone wants to go. So coming up here should trigger a conversation. Of course, he's stuck on a rock.
Canyon 37. It was the standing over. Main force got spotted too soon. We heard shooting. And it was all wrong, though. Women, kids. We radioed to confirm our orders, but command didn't get what we were seeing. Yeah, well, I'm not a soldier anymore. Those rules don't seem like much of an excuse now. Anyway, I'd like to stay here for the night.
So then you're going to rest here with him, and then he's going to wake you because the camp is under attack by the Legion.
Something's wrong. Might be. If you want.
And then... Alright. So now we just got to take out the Legion guys that are coming up. There's a whole bunch of them. You can kill a lot of them before they get too far, though. So just keep going until you're able to see where they're at. Alright, so basically all you got to do now is just run up into Bitter Springs, take out all the Legion that show up. And that's pretty much it. Let's see, where is the Legion? There's one. Oh, there's another one. And there's one more over here. Alright, and then a bunch more are going to come up the canyon here. So I'm just going to head down this way, and there's going to be a bunch more that'll pop up. Luckily, Boone's a much better shot than I am. And keep going, there's a bunch more. Here we go. So they're going to come right around the bend here. I should be able to take most of them out. I actually forgot about the dogs. I forgot they said dogs first. So what else we got? We got a couple more guys over here. Alright. And there's more. More over here. Alright, so here's the last couple. They don't appear to be moving. Alright, well now they're moving. Looks like we had a Cazador help us out. Alright, so it's showing a bunch more over here. God, was glitched into a rock. That's annoying. Don't want to hit him. Alright. Where are the rest of these guys? There's like one or two more, it looks like. Dogs, okay. Alright. And one more over here. Alright, I think that's it.
What?
Looks like it. Yep, it's it. Alright, let's talk to Boone. Where's Boone? There he is.
We made it through after all. Not sure what to make of that. Thought my time had come. For a minute there, everything made sense. I could feel the end coming. I was ready for it. Now, I'm back where I was. I don't know. I guess they brought... Still feel... You got a point.
So that's Boone's main quest. I'm now idolized with the NCR, and I leveled. Alright, so now that we have done Boone's quest, we can continue on with this part of the quest, which is to go to Camp Forlorn Hope, Camp McCarran, and Camp Goff. So first place we're going to go is Camp McCarran. Alright, so inside the McCarran terminal, you're going to go ahead and talk to Colonel Hugh, and we're going to ask him to reinforce Bitter Springs.
Well, you have been a great help here.
I think that did it, right? Yeah.
Yes? What is it?
I did, okay. So you just ask him, and now, depending on what you've done with the NCR, it will determine whether or not he does it. So if you're idolized like I am, he'll just do it no matter what. However, if you've done all the quests at McCarran that you're able to do, or at least most of them, like finding the spy and interrogating the prisoner and stuff like that, and like the whitewash and some other stuff, I think you might have to do first. If you do all that, regardless, even if you're not idolized yet, he'll still send troops. So now that that's done, we need to go to either Camp Forlorn Hope, which is right here, or I thought we had to go to Camp Goff too, didn't we? Yeah, Camp Goff. Where's Camp Goff? Camp Goff is right here. Okay, so we're actually going to go to Camp Goff next. Let's go ahead and head over that way. Alright, so in the main tent here in Camp Goff, we're going to be looking for Sergeant
Nice work dealing with Caesar.
McCready, and ask him to reinforce them.
You're a damn fine soldier, and word on...
Perfect. Alright, so again, I have a high enough rep that he was just like, no problem, and was able to do it. However, there's a couple things you can still do while you're here.
Have you seen those elite rangers they sent us from California?
There we go. Okay. So after we talk to the sergeant and get him to approve the troop transfer, you can keep talking to him and he'll tell you that he's disappointed in his troops and you can offer to help. So then we're going to go and do that real quick since we're here. So all we should have to do is go find, I think it's Mags who we need to talk to. Let me actually mark that as the main quest. Oh, we have to talk to them all. Alright, so let's talk to all of them then.
Y'all sure are big old...
So basically, you just want to talk to each of them and figure out what it is that they want.
You've managed to become extra...
Alright. And then let's talk to Raz.
Oh shit, here comes the... Oh shit, here comes the brown noser.
Alright, Raz is good.
Wow. The big...
And Mags is good. Alright.
Y'all sure are a big old hero.
Boy, this...
Alright, simple enough. We just talked to everybody, talked to them all, used the speech checks, and convinced them to be more, like, on par and, you know, friendlier towards the rest of the squad and work better together, and apparently that's it, and quest done. So nice and easy one. So next we're going to be heading over to Camp Forlorn Hope. We're not going to do that just yet. Alright, so here we are, and before we go to Camp Forlorn Hope, which is over that way, we're going to go right here to this little checkpoint, and there's a quest there that they're going to give us, and then we're going to go down the ways a little bit and do another one, and then we're going to head over to Camp Forlorn Hope, but we will be doing that in the next one, and that's going to be it for this one, guys. I will catch you later.